From the WYLN studios in Hazleton and all over northeastern Pennsylvania, this is WYLN News.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us here on WYLN News. I'm Ann Gownley. Hazleton police are on the lookout for two people they say were involved in an alleged kidnapping over the weekend. Police were dispatched to a home in the 500 block of East Diamond Avenue around 4 o'clock Sunday afternoon on a report of a kidnapping. The victim was being held against their will. The person was taken to the hospital for treatment and later released. Authorities are looking for 35-year-old Carlos Castillo and 21-year-old Martin Lara Casado. They may have fled either to Paterson, New Jersey or Brooklyn, New York. Anyone with information on their whereabouts is asked to contact the Hazleton Police Department at 570-459-4940 or online at hazletonpolice.com. 6 people are now looking for a new place to live after a fire ripped through their home in Sugarloaf Township Sunday night. It was just after 10 p.m. when crews got the call to Center Hill Road. The home was under construction at the time of the fire. Sugarloaf Township fire officials did not send crews inside the home and went into defense mode. According to the fire chief, it took around 2 hours to bring the fire under control. A state police fire marshal was on scene last night to investigate a cause. The American Red Cross was called in to assist 2 adults and 4 children. 4 people in Weatherly are facing charges for their involvement in an alleged check forging operation. 35-year-old James McMurray, 19-year-old Mackenzie Leshevsky, 23-year-old Matthew Frederick, and 19-year-old Miranda Gunkel allegedly conspired to forge checks against Leshevsky's grandmother's account. The victim reported that someone attempted to access her account back in December. Police plan to file charges against Leshevsky and Frederick. Gunkel was charged with forgery, bad checks, and theft by deception. She was released on $25,000 unsecured bail. McMurray was charged with criminal solicitation of forgery, theft by deception, among similar charges. He was taken to the prison after failing to post $25,000 bail. A Hazleton man taken into custody after a shooting incident on Lincoln Street Thursday afternoon. 19-year-old Alejandro Gross de la Cruz was one of 3 men in a car that led police on a chase through Mountaintop. He was arrested in Ashley after ditching the car and fleeing on foot. The 2 other unidentified males in the vehicle were not involved in the shooting incident. Another man, 18-year-old Joel Brito Polanco, who was involved in the shooting, turned himself in. A third suspect, Scarly Hacienda Rivera, is on the run and has a warrant out for his arrest. De la Cruz was charged with 2 counts of aggravated assault and 1 count of simple assault. Brito Polanco was charged with aggravated assault, terroristic threats, simple assault, and recklessly endangering another person. They are both taken to Luzerne County Prison for lack of $500,000 bail each. Wilkes-Barre police were called for a report of shots fired early Sunday morning. The call came in around 4 a.m. stating that shots were fired in the 200 block of Kidder Street. Police arrived on scene and found 2 parked cars with bullet holes in them. Around 5 a.m., another person contacted police stating that they were shot at. The incident is under investigation. Wilkes-Barre Township Police arrested 3 men after finding several firearms and drugs in their vehicle during a traffic stop. The stop happened on Interstate 81 near Highland Park Boulevard. Police found 36-year-old John Martinelli of Sugarloaf, 27-year-old Brian Ferretti of Shepton, and 40-year-old Antonia Muniz of Hazleton. Officers discovered 3 firearms in the vehicle. Police also recovered ammunition, suspected methamphetamine, and suspected marijuana from the vehicle. Munoz was charged with persons not to possess a firearm, firearms not to be carried without a license, and possession of a controlled substance and paraphernalia. Ferretti was charged with firearms not to be carried without a license. Martinelli was charged with persons not to possess a firearm, possession of a firearm with altered manufacturer's number, firearms not to be carried without a license, and possession of a controlled substance and paraphernalia. They were all detained at the Luzerne County Prison for arraignment. Well, coming up here on WYLN News, a vigil was held this weekend, and we were there. Plus, a foundation in Luzerne County is looking for donations to continue its good work. But first, as we head out to break, let's take a look at your 7-day forecast from the WYLN Weather Center. And remember, you can get all your weather information at WYLNTV.com. We'll be right back.
Are you looking to light up your business? Then you need to visit Shadler Yesco Distribution Incorporated. They're the premier electrical distributor in Scranton, Wilkes-Barre, Poconos, and Hazleton. Specializing in extensive electrical lighting, automation, and datacom inventory to meet your contractor, commercial, or industrial needs. Don't go with a national company. Go with an independent, locally owned company that cares. Shadler Yesco Distribution Incorporated. Visit them at SYDIST.com. Come experience the difference.
Where are my customers? I think I need help with my website.
Thank you for calling web.com. How can I help you?
I need some serious help with my website.
I could definitely help you with that today.
Awesome.
Do you want to work in a fun atmosphere and help small businesses like this succeed online? Call 1-844-JOBS-WEB and apply today.
If you need to pick up a permit from Hazleton City, now you have more time to do so. Starting Thursday, May 4th, the Hazleton License and Permit Office, which is located on the first floor of City Hall, will now be open Monday through Friday from 6:30 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. According to Code Enforcement Supervisor Charles Pedri, the change is being made to allow additional time for the public to gain access and receive licenses and permits and file any complaints or ask any code questions. If you have any questions for the Code Enforcement Office, you can call them at 570-459-4925. A special candlelight vigil was held this past Friday for individuals and families who are touched by autism. Autism Awareness NEPA hosted the vigil at the Luzerne County Courthouse. It was started by Claire Shady 22 years ago. This year, the vigil was named after her. President of the Graham Academy, Nick Ouellette, was the MC at Friday's event.
So tonight is a special night because we are renaming the event as the Claire T. Shady Autism Candlelight Vigil. Where prior to that it was known as the Autism Candlelight Vigil, but Claire was the first one to bring the vigil together in our community.
The annual Autism Walk was also held on Saturday. Organizers were hoping to raise around $50,000 to go towards autism services.
And all of our money that we raise during the Autism Awareness 5K and Walk all goes back into our community. So we reinvest all those dollars back into our community for services within Luzerne County. It feels great to be part of these events. It feels like a great opportunity to be able to provide additional support and services in an extended fashion to all of the families here in Luzerne County.
For more information about the organization, you can visit autismawarenessnepa.org. The Huber Breaker Preservation Society is looking for someone to help pay for a state historical marker. The organization is seeking donors to contribute to the marker that will be placed at the former Huber Breaker site in Ashley near the Anthracite Miners Memorial Park. The marker was approved by the Pennsylvania Historical and Museum Commission. The cost is $2,000. For more information, you can contact Ray Clark at 570-824-3176 or donate at the address that's listed on your screen. Well, coming up on Frackville's News Choice, a group from Schuylkill County spent part of their Saturday planting trees. And why did they do it? It's coming up. Plus, in Community and You, learn about a mix being put on by the Hazleton Chamber. But first, let's take a look at today's winning midday lottery numbers. Good luck if you played. Stay with us. All Care Home Care, providing quality in home care since 1986. Call and see how their team of licensed physical therapists, skilled nurses, speech, and occupational therapists can provide you with exceptional service in the comfort of your own home. They also offer dietitian, home health aide, and medical social worker services. You have a choice in your health care. For safe, friendly, qualified care, call All Care Home Care today and let their team begin taking care of you and your loved ones.
Story's a glorious story, the sweetest that's ever been told. They found they were handy
at making fine candy
for family and friends to behold. Word spread through the land
that Victoria's candies
would one day be leading the rest.
Now that day is here,
for the facts are quite clear that Victoria's candies are best.
And welcome to Community and You here on Wyln. Mary Malone joining me once again from the Chamber to talk about a mixer that will be going on May the 4th. Mixers take place at night. And Mary, why are these mixers so important, and what are they, and why should people get involved?
So, Gary, I know that you know that the Chamber is a part of our mission is to connect businesses, expand customer bases, and the mixer is a perfect opportunity. It's free, first of all, because it's generally sponsored by one particular business. In this case, Mid-Penn Bank is going to be at Chamber Members The Pines right downtown. And so they'll be offering hors d'oeuvres and a drink or two for those folks that are attending. But it really is the chance to mix and mingle. And one of the pieces I like about our mixers in this day and age with your employees who work so hard, here's a chance. Bring one of your employees along to say thanks for a great job on that project, or recognition of the new customers that they brought in, from 5 to 7. So it's a fairly relaxed and, like I said, really connections and an interesting way for people to get together. And this one is a little bit different. Mid-Penn is working with one of our partners, the Downtown Hazleton Alliance for Progress, and Mid-Penn Bank will have a special presentation over the course of the mixer about some of the work that they're doing specifically with DHAP.
And that's wonderful. And of course, DHAP is a great organization getting downtown Hazleton revitalized, getting businesses in, taking care of some of these dilapidated buildings that were left, and now we're seeing new life being brought into them. And it's great that Mid-Penn Bank is partnering with them to make all this happen, and partnering with the Chamber for this mixer.
And Gary, I can't tell you, I've been with the Chamber now about 3 years, and it's always amazing to hear those connections that happen, not only lead to new customers, but potentially new partners. And so Mid-Penn Bank got together with Krista at another Chamber mixer to talk about some of the work they were doing and saw the possibility to work together. So good things happen, I think, to those folks who come out to mixers.
Well, wonderful. So again, the mixer will be at the Pines and sponsored by Mid-Penn Bank, and that will be from 5 to 7 p.m. on May 4th. So make sure you come out. And Mary, do they have to call and reserve a spot for the mixers?
We do, because then that way, especially for our Chamber member, the Pines, they have an idea of just how the hors d'oeuvres and things like that, the right number. So again, they can call the Chamber office, and they can also register online if they want to. And we do as well for mixers, just to make it, to enhance that networking experience. We'll have name tags for everyone too, because I know myself sometimes, Gary, I remember your name and face, but sometimes we do forget, and so it can be a little bit of an icebreaker and a warm warm introduction for you.
Well, wonderful. And Mary, thanks so much. And of course, the mixer again is May 4th from 5 to 7 at the Pines and sponsored by Mid-Penn Bank. And of course, we can't wait to hear what they're doing with DHAP here in downtown Hazleton. Thanks for joining us on Community and You. We'll be back with more after this.
Whether you're a homeowner renovating your first kitchen or a professional contractor remodeling your 100th kitchen, we're here to work with you every step of the way. We feature Homecrest and Omega cabinets, bathrooms and entertainment cabinets, along with solid surface countertops, Formica and Wilson Art products. We offer affordable installation. All this and more at Morris Kitchens LLC. Appointments welcome. Call 570-825-6956.
It's time to find your copy of the Freeland Progress. Look inside for information on the Pennsylvania Dart Tournament and more. The Freeland Progress is free at locations throughout Freeland, Whitehaven, Blakesley, Berwick, Cunningham, Drums, and the Hazleton area.
WYLN programming is online all the time. Visit our website at WYLNTV.com to watch archived shows and a live stream of our broadcast shows. And don't forget to visit all of our social media pages for breaking news, weather, and sports. WYLN, we're your local network.
Today we're going to talk about dizziness and a maneuver called the Epley maneuver that people do for the crystals. In my experience as a physical therapist, most people that get dizzy think they have the crystals or BPPV, and when they realize this, they'll look on YouTube for a treatment, and typically the Epley maneuver will come on. So a lot of people out there, and I've had this asked of myself, can you show me the Epley maneuver so that I can help with the BPPV or the crystals in the ear? But a word of warning out there, the Epley maneuver may not be the best thing to do for your dizziness. There are thousands of causes for dizziness, and identifying what exactly the cause is essential in order for the Epley maneuver to help. For example, I had a client probably about a year ago who did not have the crystals in their ear. They actually had a condition called vestibular neuritis. And we, through conversation, decided to do the Caffoni maneuver because she really wanted us to try it, which is the Epley maneuver but for a different canal. After performing the Caffoni maneuver, she got so dizzy that she couldn't move for 2 hours. She actually had to sit or lay down in bed before she left our office. So word of warning, the Epley maneuver may make things worse if it's not BPPV. And even if it is BPPV or the crystals, the Epley maneuver may not be the best one to do. There are 6 canals in our vestibular system, and the Epley maneuver is only designed to help with 2 of those canals. If the crystals are in another canal, you want to do what's called the Caffoni maneuver or the Cassani maneuver. And also, if it's stuck in your one of those canals, you may want to do the Benucci-Asparella maneuver. So a lot of big words there, but just to illustrate that there is a lot of different types of BPPV, and unless you know which canal it's in, the Epley maneuver may not be the most beneficial. And a word of warning as well, if you do the Epley maneuver wrong, it might not actually clear the crystals from the canal, but it might actually move it into another canal or migrate it to what we call the horizontal canal, which will typically in the horizontal canal, the crystals, when they move, will make the vertigo extremely more intense. So if you do it wrong, it might make the vertigo quite intense and may make you go to the emergency room. So if you're not sure and you get dizzy, instead of trying to self-treat and doing the wrong thing and making yourself worse, feel free to give us a call at Physical Therapy and Balance Centers. We can check you out. We have the diagnostic equipment here. We can see whether if it is BPPV and which canal it's in, and recommend the right treatments from there.
Call Physical Therapy and Balance Centers for a free 20-minute question and answer session. 501-1808. Physical Therapy and Balance Centers, 1324 North Church Street in Hazel Township, or visit them online at hazeltonpt.com.
This weekend, members of the Bearhead Sportsman Association in Delano planted trees in honor of Earth Day. The group of over 20 planted the trees out on their property thanks to the Department of Conservation and Natural Resources.
For erosion control and for wildlife habitat, try to keep the game birds and deer and that around in the area. It used to be a strip of mine and DEP filled this in for us, and now it's ours to maintain and keep up with it, and that's what Sportsman Association is, just to preserve wildlife and forest and stuff like that. And the geese, they come here and they nest, so just ducks, wild ducks, all the birds, pheasant, grouse.
Oh yeah, we're planting about 10 different species of trees here today. There's about 6 different species that are more adapted for riparian buffers for down along water, waterways, ponds, any place where it's wet. So that's going to help control the soil, keep it from eroding into the stream and affecting the aquatic life. And then upslope from that, we're planting more wildlife species, so some crab apples, winterberry, and a couple other species that are good for bird species of like ruffed grouse, turkeys, just the regular songbirds in the area. So it's going to provide a lot of different wildlife for or food for the wildlife in the area, and just the diversity from what the regular forest is around it. These seedlings are pretty small, so along with don't get a drought this year, you're going to start seeing them grow this year. Till they produce seed, it could be 5-10 years down the road, but it's a long-term investment for the club here. So in the long term, it's going to help the wildlife and the community around this area to see more wildlife and more opportunities for hunting and just for families to enjoy the area.
The group spent over an hour planting over 200 trees on their property. Stay with us. A look at today's weather is next here on WYLN News.
The Victoria story's a glorious story, the sweetest that's ever been told. They found they were handy
at making fine candy
for family and friends to behold. Word spread through the land
that Victoria's candies
would one day be leading the rest.
Now that day is here,
for the facts are quite clear that Victoria's candies are best.
Steinbrenner Auto Sales and Service, 697 South Mountain Boulevard in Mountaintop. With over 35 years of experience, make them your only call when shopping for tires or service work. They will match or beat any competitor's pricing. 100% customer satisfaction. Your vote counts, and we know it. WYLN will have the most complete election night coverage in the area. Reporters in the field and continuous updates on all the races that affect you. Election night coverage will be hosted by the Storm's Tiffany Cloud, and joining her will be former congressional candidate Bill Vinsco, Esquire, plus many other guests throughout the night. Election night coverage starts Tuesday, May 16th at 9 p.m. On Friday, June 2nd at 7 p.m., the Wilsey Center will present Bill Haley Jr. and the Comets. Bill Haley has been called the father of rock and roll, and now his son recaptures the heyday of his famous father, recreating the music, the feel, the excitement of the very beginning of rock and roll. Tickets are now on sale at eventbrite.com, or tickets can be purchased at the door. Tickets are $25 with no additional fees. The box office opens at 6 p.m. Bill Haley Jr. and the Comets on Friday, June 2nd at the Wilsey Center in Hazleton.
Are you looking to light up your business? Then you need to visit Shadler Yesco Distribution Incorporated. They're the premier electrical distributor in Scranton, Wilkes-Barre, Poconos, and Hazleton, specializing in extensive electrical lighting, automation, and datacom inventory to meet your contractor, commercial, or industrial needs. Don't go with a national company. Go with an independent, locally owned company that cares. Shadler Yesco Distribution Incorporated. Visit them at SYDIST.com. Come experience the difference.
WYLN has an immediate opening for a news reporter and multimedia journalist. Please send resumes and demo reels to Gary Perna, News Director, 1057 East 10th Street, Hazleton, Pennsylvania, 18201, or email news@wyllntv.com. WYLN is an equal opportunity employer. When you see news happening in your neighborhood, call WYLN News at 570-459-1869 or email us at news@wyllntv.com or send us a message on social media through Facebook. WYLN, we're your local network.
Weather Service has issued severe thunderstorm watch number 186, effective until 11 p.m. This watch includes the following county: Schuylkill, Pennsylvania. Remember, a severe thunderstorm watch means the conditions are favorable for the development of severe weather, including large hail and damaging winds in and close to the watch area. While severe weather may not be imminent, persons should remain alert for rapidly changing weather conditions and listen for later statements and possible warnings. Stay tuned to NOAA weather radio, commercial radio and television outlets, or internet sources for the latest severe weather information.